Hi, my name's Stacy. I was going to change the serpentine drive belt and the power steering belt on the 2002 Acura TL Type S. But first off, I took the wheel off. Here, let me turn it around and show you. Right, I put a jack stand, and then here's where I took the wheel off on the passenger side. Now let's take a look. So now you have easy access to the belt. There's the crankshaft pulley. But basically you can follow it. The belt goes around the outside of the crankshaft and then around the air conditioner. Let's see. So the crankshaft on the outside of the air conditioner. Then, if you can see it, it goes up over the oh wait, I'm sorry. Oh no, that's right. Then it goes over the top of the alternator. And then the back side of the belt, the smooth side, rides this belt tensioner. But I'll show it from the bird's eye view from up on top. I'll show you. Second. Well, anyhow, this vehicle has two belts. It has the power steering. There's a belt that goes straight from the power steering straight down to the crankshaft. And it rides on the inside pulley of the crankshaft pulley. And then you have this serpentine drive belt that powers the AC and the alternator. But they're all driven or powered by the crankshaft pulley anyhow. But for me to move the power steering belt out, I got to remove the crankshaft or the power belt or the main serpentine belt. All right, so the easiest way to do this is put a 14 millimeter on the nut to the belt tensioner pulley, and then you hook another wrench onto its end so you have more leverage. And it easily, you can easily take all the tension off. See that? It's nice and easy, so I'll go ahead and do that real quick. All right, I drew a little diagram here. So the belt goes around the outside of the crankshaft, under the AC, over the top of the alternator, and then the back smooth side of the belt rides the belt tensioner. So now I'm just going to pull it the rest of the way off, and then the next step, I got to jack the motor up a little bit so I can take that motor mount off. All right, I went ahead and put a floor jack under the oil pan and jacked it up just a hair so I could get the top motor mount off. Okay, now I'll take those two bolts off there. And then once I've done that, I can take that horizontal, let's see if I can show you, horizontal nut. Because to get this power steering belt off, I gotta get the motor mount out of the way. So anyhow, I forgot to tell you that the nut for the tensioner pulley was 14 millimeter. I still got to find out what this size this is. So just all right. Well, I cracked those. I busted those loose, those bolts, and they were 14 millimeter. But I used a ratchet that had a long handle, so I had lots of leverage. Anyhow, After that, I'll do the big bolt. All right, well, the bolt that goes in the horizontal hole is 17 millimeter. And then these ones that mount it to the engine are 14 millimeter. And let me see. Here's the long 17 millimeter bolt. But it has this weird thing that I'm thinking it's maybe a safety thing. It has a block that and this hook catches on the bracket. It just sets on top of the bracket, so it's like some kind of a block. But anyhow, so I had better swing with my ratchet. I disconnected the bracket that holds the hose to the frame right there, and I think it was just a little 12 millimeter. It was this little bolt here I took off. But I'll take those 2 bolts that anchor it to the engine. I'll take them the rest of the way off, and I'm going to inspect the mount too, because it kind of felt funny to me. Right, so I loosened the, I believe it's 12 millimeter. Just a second, I'll tell you. That's right there, or yeah, right there by the pulley, or behind the, real close to the power steering pump. Let's see if we could focus in on it. And then over here, there's one. Let's see if you can see it. It's a nut. Let's see if I can focus in on it. It's can you see it kind of? Right there. After you get those loose, then you start backing that nut off so you can drop the pulley. Anyhow, it's 13 millimeter for the adjustment to tighten, to basically drop and raise the power steering pump. And it's 12 millimeter on that side and that side to hold it in place. So I loosened both of them a little bit, and then I put a bunch of extensions with a 13 millimeter to this ratchet, and I'm gonna count how many rotations to the handle so I can make it exactly the same as before when I put it back on. So, well, anyhow, just a quick recap. After I lowered that power steering pump, I was able to get the belt off, and then I just reversed the whole process. I put the brand new power steering belt on from the power steering pulley down to the crankshaft. Then I turned that nut 15 times because I backed it up 15 times to lower the pulley. And I tighten those 2 nuts that go to the power steering pump. And then I put the motor mount back on and put the serpentine drive belt back on by moving the belt tensioner and putting that bad boy back on, and I tighten that bracket that holds the AC hose that was kind of in the way from because all I have is manual ratchets, and it gave me more of a swing to have that AC hose kind of pushed out of the way. And let's see, I think that's about it. I just put my wheel back on, started that bad boy up, and the noise from that bad belt was, knock on wood, gone.